My name is Amy Mach, and this is my IRI assessment. John is 9 years old and just completed the 3rd grade. He is who I did my IRI with. John is a twin and has 3 siblings. He expressed to me that he does not like to read, but if he had to, he liked nonfiction books the best. John is very active in sports and loved playing video games. The first part of the administration of the IRI is the word recognition inventory. I began at the primer level, list A, based off discussion with his mom. He read through the list quickly, with one error saying his for this. Next we moved to grade 1 and 2 level, where John again read the words quickly, making 0 errors on both assessments. Finally, I stopped at grade 3, where John read at a slower pace with longer pauses. He made 0 errors on this level. All 4 levels were his independent level, and he is on grade level 4 sight words. The next part of the administration is the oral reading section. John read the pre-primer level with 0 errors and 100% accuracy. I chose to start him at this level because I wanted to see his comprehension skills at lowest level and his decoding skills within context. Next we moved to the primer level. John had 4 errors, which I believe are due to his fast reading rate. He made 1 insertion error, 2 omissions, and 1 reversal. This reading was at John's independent instructional level. We then moved to grade 1 level reading, where John flew through this passage, only making 1 error, which was a reversal. This reading was at John's independent level. Lastly, we stopped at grade 3, where John made 6 errors. He made 2 substitutions, 2 insertions, 1 reversal, and 1 repetition. I put John at an instructional frustration level, but due to his body language and long pauses, I put him at frustration. The next part was comprehension. John struggled to activate prior knowledge. When asked what he thought the passage would be about, he just reread the title. When I asked the comprehension questions at the end of each passage, John seemed very nervous. He had difficulties recalling key details from the story and also had difficulties with the inference questions. John gave 1 to 2 word answers for every question asked in each passage. After completing the comprehension questions, I asked John to read some passages silently on his own. John had the book flat on the table, and eyes were constantly moving left to right from top to bottom. John also played with his shirt in his hand, seeming nervous. When John attempted to silent read grade level 2, he had finally reached a frustration level where he was not able to read on his own. The next part was listening comprehension. We started at the primer level based on the previous findings. John made 2 errors, both on fact questions. John took a considerable amount of time for each question. This was his independent instructional level. We then moved to grade 1 level. John had 3 errors, 2 in facts and 1 in vocabulary, but it still put him at an instructional frustration level, again taking a good amount of time on each question. Finally, we ended on grade 2 level, where he had answered "I don't know" for 3 questions and missed a fact question. John was becoming frustrated with not knowing the answers, so we then ended the IRI assessment here. My analysis. John has, based on the findings, John has excellent decoding skills, even with the longer words. It may have taken him a little bit longer to come to the correct ending of the word, but he ended up getting it at the end. Throughout the assessment, John continued with a good attitude, and it clearly shows that he has mastered letter names and sounds. Some of John's weaknesses are that he rushes through the readings. Every reading that we went to, he had flown through them, and this caused him not to put any meaning to what he was reading. It's clear to say that John has severe difficulties in reading comprehension.